I'm fine. Thank you, Rob. Thank you for inviting me, and thank you for having me here. I'm really happy to be here, and I want to say hi to everybody in your team, and including everybody in the chat. Hi, everybody.
Hello, it's so great to see you. It's so great to see you.
Thank you.
Especially having spent so much time avoiding, you must be quite busy, like maintaining the pyramids that are in the country. Is that correct?
Uh, Unfortunately, no, we were not being blessed with pyramids in our country, but our neighbor Bosnia and Herzegovina has some up and coming pyramids to be explored,
Oh,
and moved
okay,
to the British Museum, of course.
okay. I did not know that. Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, we're coming for that. Yeah, if you build a pyramid, we're having it. Yeah. So,
Exactly.
lovely to have you on the show. Your first
Thank
time at
you.
Worlds. Are you the captain for your team?
Yes, I have been, I would like to say selected, but given that nobody else was interested, I have been self-selected as a captain of this team, of the Serbian team.
Perfect. All right. So a couple of questions. Like first off, tell me about like your local community. How big is it? Like, do you play in English? Do you play in Serbian? Like, give me a bunch of info if that's okay.
Oh, that's okay. Please, you will have to stop me because when I start talking about history, I cannot stop. So, just feel free to interrupt me anytime at any place.
All right.
Just,
Perfect.
you have carte blanche for that.
I've got 8 hours today. You can go forever.
Excellent, thank you. So essentially, iOS community in Serbia is small but thriving and expanding. The 40K is obviously the most dominating part of the gaming, this niche community in Serbia, with iOS still suffering from the end of times. Like being like Serbs, us are old historical nation, not the ancient aliens old, but we are old, and we kind of like to hold the grudge for a long time, as our neighbors in Balkans might agree.
How long?
So
How long after the aliens? Like, not long. Like a couple of weeks.
not long, but yeah, a couple of weeks. Let's say it like this: couple of weeks. Essentially, there is a lot of. I still think that the only source I have on this is Trust Me, Bro. But my this is just like personal opinion. But I still think that the iOS community in Serbia haven't returned to its Warhammer Fantasy days glory when there were much more players, much more players that were very invested in hobby. But this is something that is currently changing, um, and I'm very happy to be part of that change. I like to think of our joining in this world and of my efforts as a captain and efforts of all the team members. I like to think of our actions as inspiring for other people to maybe return to AOS from the days of grudges, or to return to come to AOS from the ninth age, which is, for example, in Serbia more popular than AOS, or to move from the obviously the worst game 40K to AOS.
All right, mate. That's bloody lovely. I forgot I meant to be Australian for this interview, so apologies. I
You do you,
complete.
boo.
Yeah. I know. It's the chat they're making
Yeah.
me. So smaller community. Is it growing? I guess that's the.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, is it
Yes.
like a couple of shrimps on a barbie, or is it turning into a real mixer down the local park? How big is it getting?
In in more ways than one, it turns into big mixer, because due to the unfortunate political situation in the Eastern Europe right now, we have a lot of people coming from both Ukraine and Russia and Serbia, and actually we have a bunch of them are AOS players. So we have like our community, small community, has been expanded with the international players, and we are actually looking forward to further expand this internationalization of our community with expanding to other Balkan countries.
Oh, that's actually really sweet. That's actually really
Yeah.
kind. It's like one of the things that I tend to find a lot of the time. I get this convers. I talk to a lot of people around the world, and they're like, "Oh, I'm
Mhm.
moving somewhere new, and like I was able to integrate into my new town or city or country because I found the local Warhammer community." Is that something that's happened there?
Yes.
Wow. Okay, that's
Yes.
lovely. That's lovely. Has that been like how have you as the local community like integrated those people? Like you've just invited them to events, or has it been like a little bit more community orientated? Like
On a both micro level and on event level. Given that there is a lot of similarity between Serbs, Russians, and Ukrainians, like our languages are fairly similar. I would not say the same, but fairly similar. They're all Slavic based on Cyrillic language. We have a lot of words that are, common. And the cultural integration is something that is happening on a very decent and fast rate. When I say integration, I not mean merging. So essentially, the people are either playing within their own culture, but in our clubs, or they are playing in tournaments with other Serbs. Of course, at the moment, when we are playing against them, we are still talking in English because they still haven't learned Serbian if they are choosing to learn Serbian. But there is a lot of I feel like my optimism is valid for growth of the community in Serbia and for the integration of all of those people who came to mostly Belgrade, capital of Serbia, to live and to play AOS.
Amazing. That's amazing. That's such a sweet thing to hear. I was not expecting that at all. Now I feel bad doing the Australian accent. So,
don't, don't. It's awesome to hear it.
so, so another question about your local community. So, and I assume this is going to be true of like a lot of the Europeans and non-English native countries. Is there like a portion of the community that is non-English speaking? So, it's more difficult to access, like, do you end up as a conduit for like the larger, like not the larger world, but like the rest of the world, stuff happening in America, stuff happening in like England and stuff? Do you end up communicating that through to everyone, or generally does everyone kind of understand what's happening? Or do you put blogs out, or is there some sort of is there an in-language podcast, anything like that goes on?
Well, given that our history, even recent history, has been, let's say, filled with turbulences, all the issues that have happened in our hobby ever since the Brexit and the COVID, this is not something that we are not accustomed to. So this is something this is not our first rodeo,
Okay.
the meme first time. So yeah, that's kind of our experience. So at the moment we are suffering from logistical issues because for Games Workshop we are kind of like the 15th the least important market to send stuff to. So it's kind of hard to get. For example, when we pre-order something, it doesn't arrive in the pre-order time. It actually arrives like 2 months later. So yeah, exactly. So, and this is just on the GW side. Like the local store owners here they are trying their best. They're trying to accommodate, to find the different venues. You have a lot of players traveling to other countries to purchase something because of that. So that puts an extra strain, extra cost on all of us. But yeah, I mean, this is something I cannot force GW to take us more seriously. It is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, wow, I hadn't expected that either. Okay, so tell me who's in your team. Who's in your team? Who's rocking?
So, of course, you all know and love our most fierce team members, Natasha. She will be playing the Daughters of Cain list in this upcoming Worlds. There was actually a big struggle. She was fighting between playing Hedonites of Slanesh and Daughters of Cain. She at the end chose Daughters of Cain. Her argument is that she's better with them, but I believe completely without any argument. I believe that she simply did not want to play Hedonites of Slanesh because she has an amazing idea on how to paint them, and I'm extremely excited to see how she's going to paint them in future for the next Worlds. And you will see as well, I hope. But for now, she will be playing Daughters of Cain. We have trained a lot with her not to yell so much during games.
What? That's the best bit. So for some people who don't know at home, Natasha, so I got to meet quite a few of the Serbians in Amsterdam last year. Great group, wonderful people, super motivated and very keen. And Natasha definitely stands out as a force to be reckoned with on the tabletop. But that's
in more ways than one.
In more ways than one, but that's advantageous. Obviously, you were there, and you heard the French doing their pre-game shout-a-thon, which
Yes.
they do, and
Yes.
that's just for just for psychological advantage. So I don't think there's anything wrong with a bit of motivation. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Okay, but maybe you should ask the Dutch player she was playing against in the first round of Alliance Open. What does he feel? But
I
yeah,
spoke to him. He was not sure.
I like that euphemism of not sure. Let's keep it at that. Let's keep it at that. So yeah, and she's an amazing. So before I continue with explaining the other team,
Yeah,
introducing the other team members, I would just like to say that as a captain, when I took over the mantle of captainship, I really had and still have an ambitious idea of building a team that is number one, trying to compete with the best in the world
yeah.
to be on equal pairing and maybe even someday win the US Worlds,
Okay,
but also to do that as a group of friends.
okay,
This is extremely hard. This is something that cannot be done overnight, and we need to work on it. But I, as a captain, am very happy that Natasha is actually not just my teammate, but also my friend.
okay. Yeah,
When you hopefully interview her one day, we always joked because Natasha is the last one to be joining in our group of friends, and she was really reluctant. She kind of hated us a lot for a long years and didn't want to hang us with us, other nerds.
yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, now she accepted our friendship invitation, and now she's one of best friends to each and every one of us, and especially to me. And I'm very grateful to have her in a life and in the team.
Oh, that's wonderful. So yeah, that is a bold claim as well. I think one of the things that's quite interesting about the international teams is that, especially in some of the larger nations like England and the USA, there's a lot of very good players competing for those spots. I guess when you do have a smaller community, your focus has to be developing yourselves as a group versus like just picking the best players. And I know that that's also true for, like, I know England are at like a camp this weekend training together. I know the USA were in a camp a couple of weeks ago for the same thing. So it seems to be a consensus between all the teams that they do anyway. But when you have a much smaller pool, you have to stay a little bit more focused, I assume, which is quite interesting and I hadn't really considered. Okay,
Yeah.
great. Okay, really good. So who else is in the team?
So you met also her brother Boris. Um, he was playing Seraphon, and now he
I
will be
like
playing
Boris.
Slaves to Darkness.
Yep.
Yeah, he likes you too as well.
Yeah, good.
He
Yeah.
claims he has a bold claim that
Yeah.
you and your team that are doing the Honest Wargamer have
Yeah.
saved our hobby. This is his bold claim. I cannot emphasize more on this. He will probably tell you in
No,
person in
Boris.
more detail.
No, it's not true. There's many of us. No, I just try my hardest. Thank you to Boris, though. Lovely.
I'm just passing the information.
Oh,
He's also a very close friend of mine. You kind of see the pattern here. Uh, he's a close friend of mine, and he is extremely intelligent, capable, compassionate guy. A little bit on. He's not an introverted, but he's a little bit on closed side.
yeah,
For us Serbs, who at least I am aggressively extroverted, boring guy. So he is a very good friend and he's an excellent player. And I'm very happy to have him in the team. And I think that on himself, he brings so much. But when he and Natasha are there, their dynamics exponentially increases the value of what they bring in the team. And this is what I really love about having them both in the team.
okay, perfect. Yeah, you do need energy. It's going to be an
Yeah.
exhausting week. Like, not only are you competing at the very top level, you're also traveling to there. Like, it's not as far a trip for you, is it? I don't think it's not
No,
too far.
I mean, 2 hour flight.
Okay, okay. So it's still not, but you're still somewhere else, like different, which can be
Yeah.
tiring. And then game on. So having that energy is great. Hello,
Hi, I want to introduce you to my stepdaughter Nina. She is
hello,
very
Nina.
excited about this as I am.
Hello, Nina. Nice to see you.
Yeah.
This is lovely. Okay. All right. So, who else is in the team?
So next, I will introduce the other lady in our team. Her name is Mia. She's the most recent addition to the team. She will be actually playing in singles as a Sylvanet player. Her artwork on painting her Sylvanet army is amazing. I'm really looking forward to see it completed and to see how she will fare in the singles. For the world's team, she will be our assistant. We discussed about her joining the team fully as a player, but she still wants to check out the how does it feel to play in a tournament, because she's also a recent addition to hobby as well.
Okay.
So yeah, she's a very kind person. She's a philologist. She is really, I would like to say, a type of person that is very nice to be around, which is not a lot of us in the team are. So it's very nice to have somebody like that to calm a little bit, calm everybody a little bit, and just to sometimes that energy needs to be brought down, and she's very good at doing that amazingly, with you actually being happy that you're calm now. So she's an amazing. She has an innate sense of psychology, which I really like, and I really feel us as a team need. So her husband is Andrei. He is playing Idonit Deepkin, ill with it list through that joke. Like as a married guy, he should start preparing for. He has his ill with it Idonit list. I like to joke with him because he really hates horoscopes, and I have always told him that he is the 100% Sagittarius. So so yeah, he's extreme. I think that he's the most intelligent person in our team. uh, his work is extremely inspiring. I cannot talk about it, it's kind of under NDA, but this is something that I could listen to him talk in days, and I like to think that his passion about this hobby mirrors Natasha's and mine passion in this team. um, he's obviously new to this hobby. He is poising to be a very good player, if not the best player in our team. He just needs a little bit more games and tournaments under his wing. Um, After that, I would like to talk about the final guy you have met in Amsterdam, Alexander. He was our cinch player. Obviously, he completely lacks finesse in his army choice, given that you actually don't need brain to play cinch, as we like to just take
Wow.
him.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
I play Zinch. You know that.
it was completely unintentional.
Oh,
Yes, of
okay.
course.
Sure,
Yeah,
Marko.
yeah,
I
sure.
don't
Yeah.
believe you though.
No, jokes aside, he's actually, I think, best player in our team. He is very consistent with results. He is excellent painter. Um, on this tournament, I really believe that his Cinch army is going to be in the top, at least top 10 armies on paint
Wow.
competition.
That's huge.
Um, yeah, he's very dedicated to a craft, but he's also youngest in our team, and you know how younglings tend to be very stubborn and just doing their own thing. But I like to think of him as the great friend and an excellent addition to our team, at least from that refreshing youngling side.
Oh, that's sweet. That's sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also like good having like some younger people in the team to help develop for like
Yes.
future generations, right?
To leave something for
Yeah.
younglings after our health issue stops us from playing this hobby. Yes.
We can all play in the retirement home. It's fine. We can eventually have an AOS Worlds like old people league, like
Yeah,
the
I
OAP
sign up for
event.
that.
Yeah. I'm signing up for it now.
Count me.
Yeah.
No, you look younger, Rob. You have
Yeah,
that
thank you.
going
I
for you.
appreciate that lots. Thank
Yeah.
you.
So
Okay, so
yeah,
that's everyone from what I know. I think.
that's everyone from who you know. We also have one of the people who I like to think we saved from 40K. His name is Dragan. We call him Rabbit because he carries his lucky rabbit paw with him whenever he goes running uphill. He
He
deliberately, yes, out of his own free will, he chooses to spend his free time running uphill
okay,
and
okay,
running marathons. Yeah,
okay.
so this is something that, of course, I do not condone, but to each his own.
Wait. We're getting questions in the chat. Is he a druid? Is he going up there to do something? Why is he running up the hill?
I don't know why would anybody run up the hill without anybody chasing them. So yeah, you can ask him when we meet in Amsterdam. But
Perfect.
yeah, he likes that. He likes that form of physical exercise. He plays Stormcast Eternals. He is I believe, the oldest part of our team, and he has a lot of experience. Well, from the wrong game, but still, it's useful to us in the iOS team. He is also, I believe, the most artistic person in our team.
Wow.
He is very passionate about it, and he's very when you're speaking with him about things that he likes, he can be very enchanting. Like, you can listen to him for hours, and this is something that
I can
I'm
listen to
trying
you for hours. I want you to know that. I'm just sat here like you keep talking. You go. Sorry, but carry on.
well, I presume it's good for you to rest a little bit.
Oh no, I'm just enjoying listening. Like I think the chat are
Okay,
too. I
thank you.
want you to know that. So
Thank you. That's very kind of you and the chat. So yeah, I'm trying to kind of steer that passion of his into iOS. But as you know how people are, he's very stubborn. Actually, how Serbs are, we are a very stubborn nation. So but he is an excellent player and very unique addition to our team. Um,
okay, yeah. I mean,
yeah.
good that you saved him from 40k. That's something that we've all got to keep doing all the time.
Yes,
Like the
all the time.
idea, eventually we can destroy 40k by just making everyone have more fun.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, that's the goal. That's the goal. Okay, good. Is that everyone from the team? Is that the whole lot?
No, we have two more
Oh,
people.
oh, sorry.
We have, I hope I'm not breaching any time format,
No, no,
but
no,
we
no.
have
I'll tell you.
Nemanja. Yeah, Nemanja is actually the most experienced person in our team. He is, I believe that he was a member, if not a member, but definitely in reserve for the first AOS competition that was held in Serbia, in Novi Sad. He is also part of that uh, old school team of people who were playing Warhammer Fantasy like even before, I think, from second or third edition,
Oh wow.
which are mostly now disillusioned with the Games Workshop, which is completely understandable.
Yep.
I hope that they will return to AOS. I'm very excited about them playing with us because their experience is huge. It has been extremely valuable, and this is what Nemanja also brings to our team. I mean, he's also an excellent player, has the most experience. I believe that he has the most international experience as well, and
Okay.
he's an architect, so he's very, polite, decent, very I don't know the exact word for English, but you know how when you meet a person and you just have the feeling that person is in its best place in their life right now.
Respectable.
Yeah, he like he this is his entire demeanor all the time. When
Wow.
he rolls bad, like, I'm very envious of him, how, because in my team I'm known as the incarnate of salt. So I'm so envious I'm so envious of him how he, with the dignity, takes every loss, every bad dice roll, and I think that he's very inspirational. I know that he's very inspirational for me, and I like to think that he's very inspirational for everybody else. And also, his, experience is extremely important for all of us. He's been kind of a guide to us for tournaments.
That's
and
sweet.
he's playing and he's playing the monster truck army, so of course I like to joke that he uses all of his suppressed rage into his army list. uh, so yeah, we shall see in the world.
Okay, that's great. Like I think you need like a variety of different like energy levels at the event. Like
Yeah.
you're definitely the captain. Is there anyone else that you're going to lean on to be like the what's the right way to say this? Anyone else you're going to rely on to be your kind of like co-captain, or is there a co-captain?
Yes. No, at the moment, no, but I would, if you don't mind,
Mm.
before I continue with the question, I would like to introduce the last but not
Oh
the
yeah,
least member
please,
of our
please,
team.
please, yeah.
Thank you. Please tell me if I'm taking too much time,
Oh no,
so
you're
don't
taking no,
worry.
you're being perfect. I'm just really curious. I just love asking questions. Please carry
Yeah,
on.
okay. So our last but not the least team member is actually Ryan. He was playing with the Netherlands team, pitching for the his place in the Netherlands team. But then I told him, "Hey, listen, man, we met in Amsterdam. We hang out with you. We saw how an awesome person you are,
Mm.
and I want you in our team. I don't care what army you're going to play or what is your skill level. Just like I'm not caring for other team members, that I really enjoy spending my time with you, hanging out with you, talking about hobbies. Uh, you have fit in he fit. I don't know the past tense of the verb fit, but he joined our team in a very good way when we were in Alliance Open, where we met him.
Ryan from
Actually, the
Team
story.
Turbo.
Yes, Ryan from Team Turbo. Yeah.
Team Turbo.
Yes, and huge shout out to Team Turbo. I mean, they had the best costume on the Alliance Open, and they are one of the best people I have met there, and I have met a lot of good people. So actually, I played against Ryan in that second round, and I won, but I was astonished in the way how dignified he was in that loss. I was like, "Can you teach me?" As you know, I'm the incarnate of salt, so I was like, "I would really like to learn. Is it possible to learn such power?" So we started talking about this, and now he has been an invaluable, like really, like I have said about this about every other team member, but the way the energy, the intellect, the skill set, the energy, the motivation that Ryan brings to our team, it is truly unmatched. He traveled from Amsterdam to Serbia to train with us for five
Wow.
days.
Wow.
He had 7 days. No, sorry, for 3 days. He had 7 games in those two days.
Wow.
3 days, sorry. Yeah.
That's
So
amazing.
just to paint the picture of how awesome he is as a teammate and as a person, obviously. And we had an amazing time. We toured him around the Belgrade, around our capital, and plus he's helping us a lot because he has like all the armies in the world, and he like half of my army is going to be there already because I'm borrowing it from him, because I kind of hate traveling with
Yeah, of
figurines.
course.
They always break.
They always break.
Yeah so and his insight, because he's a data scientist, and his insight into number crunching and just predicting what could possibly happen has been useful to every single member of our team. And I'm very happy that he accepted our invitation, and I hope that we will continue this cooperation in future. And I like to think that we are becoming friends in this process.
Oh, that's so sweet. That's really nice.
Yeah.
Like, and that all stemmed from you going to a team tournament as a group.
Yeah.
Was it October, September? I think
September,
September.
yes.
Yeah. So you travelled over to Denmark for the Alliance Team Open event, which there
No,
are
to Netherlands, where the
Netherlands,
Dutch people live.
where the Dutch people live. How did I fuck that up? Like, when I tell myself every day, I don't know.
To answer your question, would cause a huge ruckus in the Europe, so I would just say it happens.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, thank you. I mean, I'm super happy that I got the flags right the other day, so it's good. Uh, but that all stemmed from you going to
Yes.
the Netherlands, meeting someone, going to the team tournament, and that was your community's first experience of a team tournament internationally. Is that right?
Our little group, yes, not the Serbia's. So people from Serbia have participated in the international tournament in the past, but
Yeah.
for us, the younglings, from their perspective, this was first. Yes.
Oh, amazing. Okay, perfect. Okay, really good. So, this is a big thing to prep for, though. So,
Yes.
how have your team gone about prepping?
If you ask me, not good enough. If you ask them, too much.
I think that's the captain's curse. I think that's what you could call that.
Yes. Yes, it's been going well. I mean, I'm very happy that we know which is the first team we are going to play against. So let's quote unquote say early. I think that's an excellent addition, and I will use this opportunity to, if you don't mind,
Please
send
do.
a huge thank you and shout out to Tom and everybody else from the organizational community
Hmm.
of AOS Worlds. I like to say that I haven't been on a lot of international tournaments. Obviously,
Yeah.
this would be my second, but from what I've heard from other people, this for me is a benchmark of how you are to organize tournaments.
Yes.
Until I'm proven otherwise, I'm open to be proven otherwise, but they are doing an amazing job. I would really not be in their skin for this because I know what type of person I am as a captain,
Mm.
and then you multiply that to 24. So yeah, a long ride, and I want to thank them. I want to use this opportunity to thank every one of them
I
for
think
this.
I think fortunately Tom is very much like me, and Tom will just tell people to shut up, which
Yes,
which is I think very important in an
and
organization.
amazing. Yeah,
Yes, yeah. Tom is wonderful. Yeah, he's great,
yeah,
and he will just be
yeah.
like, "Shut up," which is what we need as a community, in my personal
Yes,
opinion. Just
yes,
like, what about shut up? Like, we got to
yeah.
get on with
So
this.
just yeah,
Yeah. So
excellent,
well done to Tom and the rest of the organisation committee as
and the rest
well.
of them.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay, that's wonderful. So prep not enough, team too much. Super
too
fair.
much. Yes. Yeah.
Who's going to be doing the pairings in your team?
I will
Just,
be doing the pairings.
just you?
I would probably ask somebody to help me with pairings.
Mm,
But to be honest, we are pondering so much about the pairings. Like, this is something that I've been thinking in my job as well.
yeah.
Like, I don't think that I will really need an assistant, because I took that on myself to discuss the pairings with everybody in length prior to the event.
Right.
So yeah, maybe I will ask somebody to be, maybe Natasha, to distract other people from
Yeah,
thinking.
you should get
Just
Natasha.
yeah, just to yell at them while they are choosing the army for
Yeah,
defending.
that would that's good. Like there's definitely like a psychological strength in the pairings process, and for people
Yes,
who don't understand, before the two teams of 8 play against each other, they have to pair the players against each other. Do that through a card process called the pairings, which is where one defender goes in and 2 attackers go in. Defender chooses plays against the 2 attackers. But just for people who are not quite aware, but I'll be doing another video on that in the future, so you can all help and work out what that is. Okay, so let's talk about the other teams. So,
hmm
who are you excited to play against? And also, like, yeah, first, who are you excited about playing against, and who do you want to beat? Like, there's got to be, come on, who do you want to beat? There's got to be some teams out there you think they're going down,
well,
or every team
well,
probably.
well, as an obvious underdog in this listing, we would really be excited to win against one of the favorites, like UK team, France team, USA team, those Scandinavian guys, Germany. All of those top tier pretenders for the title.
Yeah.
Given that Poland was, I believe, fifth on the last Worlds, right?
Mm-hmm.
Was
Yes. Yeah.
Poland fifth? So they're kind of something that pretty much fulfills that wish of mine, and I hope that we are going to win against them. Um, but I also like the fact that we are playing against only others. No, Czech is playing, so not the only other Slavs in the tournament. But yeah, I'm very happy, and we are already discussing about the beer. Not after the game, but after all of the games, because I'm being kind of rigid about alcohol during games in our team, in our
That seems
play.
fair. That seems
Yeah,
fair. But
but
game
I really what
6, crazy amounts.
yeah. Well, that depends. If we are going to take any reward, then I don't want us to be hammered while taking the reward. I
Okay.
don't want to do the average politician in Balkans treatment. No, I just want to be clear.
I don't know what that means, but that's exciting. Yeah, that's cool.
I believe that you understand. Yeah,
Yeah, I do
it
understand.
transfers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it transfers. So yeah, but yeah, I'm very excited to play against Sweden. You probably saw their hot take
I did see their hot
on
take.
Twitter. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
I got immediately triggered. As completely mature person I am, I got immediately triggered, and I was like, "Well, you guys are playing Gits. Who are you to tell anybody?" Your guys are playing Jaws of Mark, exactly the same 21 lists, and but yeah, they did a hell of a good job with that, and I would like to send a shout out to them because I really love their lists. Because when I got triggered, I sat down to read all of their lists. I was like, now I need to see who are we going to win, and then I saw their list, and I was like, okay, this is very exciting. They have one of the most unique lists. I kind of reluctantly have to agree with their tweet. It seems that they have really brought 8 great players, and I'm very excited to play against them, regardless of winning or losing, because I believe that I'm going to learn a lot of playing against Sweden
Sweden
with
are
Beast of Chaos Army.
Yeah, Sweden are one of the coolest groups. Like
Yeah,
I got nothing but love for the Swedes as a community and as a group. They're super
yeah,
engaging. Like, but I generally tend to find that like everyone I like, but Sweden are super cool guys. Super cool guys.
excellent.
Like people, sorry. So yeah, their team will be really, really fun, and you'll have a great time. Okay, so you want to play any of the pretenders, as you've been pointing, all the
Yeah,
top tier pretenders, Savage,
yes,
people liking
yes,
that, yeah, top tier pretenders. Um,
yes.
okay, fun. And do you want? Is there anyone, any team you want to set up a rivalry with? Anything like that going on? Not really. And how do you personally want to do?
I personally would like to go, for example, 4-2. I mean, of course, I would like to go 6-0 for all of us, but that should not be.
Of
That's
course.
probably not going to happen. So I would personally like to go 4-2. 5-1 would be amazing, and of course, 6-0 is going to be, through the roof.
Mm.
Uh, but there is, I like to think that we are going to be 4-2 as a team.
Okay, all right, that makes sense. Now, so have you heard about the
And I'm
Ashes?
sorry for interrupting you.
It's okay.
Regarding your question about rivalries, I believe that my unique communication style already plays the foundation for several rivalries with other captains. So I like to think that I can have a healthy rivalry with the Danish team,
Okay,
because
good.
they defeated us twice in the Alliance Open. Their A team and B team, which are together now in the
Oh no!
worlds, are
Oh no!
yeah, yeah. They defeated us twice in the third and the fifth round. So I'm like, if we defeat them now, does it count like is equal because there's eight of them? And yeah, so and
Yeah, I
I
think that.
but I really love.
Yeah, they got two half wins. If you win
Yeah,
that round, then it's 1-1.
yeah, then it's 1-1. This is how I like to interpret. And what I really love about their list and their players, they have a player named Alexander. So shout out to him. He kicked my ass. I'm sorry, I don't know if I
It's
can
okay.
say
You
this.
can. You can. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. He annihilated me 20-0 in the Alliance Open, and he's an excellent player, and he's a extremely awesome. I like to think of him as very awesome human being and that. And his list in the Alliance Open was Cinch in disguise. He was playing the cities of Sigmar incarnate, Krondis, self-killing,
Yeah.
emo
Great.
sorceress.
Great list.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, amazing list. I'm glad that we are not seeing it again. And he was playing the list named Cinch in Disguise, and now he's actually playing Cinch. So I'm very happy to see him in person and to congratulate him, for getting out of the closet.
So,
I
okay.
have I have that right. He utterly annihilated me 20-0. So I have every right for
So,
that.
so England and France, not England, France, sorry, England and Australia have this thing called the
Mhm,
Ashes, which kind of like
mhm,
harks back to the cricket, where a long time ago they burned a set of like cricket stumps, and then they had it in
mhm,
a trophy, and then every year they would play each other for the Ashes. So it's like a rivalry. So and then England and Australia have carried that on, obviously, into Age of Sigmar, where there's also a same thing. So they before the tournament begins, they play each other for like the international, like the Ashes between them. Like, so it'd be
mhm.
really fun to see you guys like have like some sort of like just with a random nation for no real reason. Just pick a fight. Just be like Switzerland. That's it. Ashes every year. I can't believe it. Like just for like it's kind of fun. But if it's the Netherlands, that's great. That works too. Yeah.
Uh, I I like to think of ourselves as a spontaneous team,
Okay.
and I would not like to premeditate such stuff.
Yes.
But I'm
Perfect.
definitely with us continuously repeating on Ana's words, which is something that I would like as a captain of Serbia to happen, regardless of whether I'm the captain next year or the year after that.
Yeah.
I believe that we are definitely going to. I mean, we are in process of creating tradition and history, so why not?
All
Why
right.
not in future?
That's perfect. All right. Wonderful. So before we head out, see if there's any questions from anyone in the chat, which is really going to be really, really fun. And see if anyone in the chat wants to do. I've really enjoyed this conversation. I appreciate it a
Thank
lot.
you. Same here.
If you were to be on the stream, would there be lots of people at home watching?
I think that half of the Serbian players of AS are not watching. So
Oh
hi
no!
everybody.
Hello, Team Serbia. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I wonder, like, if you're to be on the stream, if you would, if there'd be people at home watching, like friends and family. Would that be some people who'd be watching? That tends to be who watches
Yes.
the streams, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
that same happened for me, so that's normal. This is not a very popular hobby to in Serbia, and I presume in the world, but it has its passion and merits.
I think. I mean, I think it's popular enough. Like, I think it's great. More popular, maybe growing. And also, if we're having loads of fun, maybe the 40k people can watch and they can be like, "Oh, we should play. We should play just Sigmar. That looks way more fun."
A man can dream.
Yeah. As the captain of a smaller team, are you managing expectations or aiming to go all the way?
I like to think that I kind of half answered to that question. Like, I would like for us to go all the way, but I'm being realistic with all of the constraints that we have right now. This is not something that I can be realistically asking of myself and first myself and then everybody else to happen this year. This is something that we have all agreed to work on in future. So we are kind of in the process of building a stepping stones to the top. Like, and this is our first step. Actually, no, the Alliance Open was our first step, but this is our, like, let's say, first official grand step. I hope I answered the question from that.
You did. Thank you to Gatsu for donating £100 to the stream fund. That's very, very
That's very
kind.
generous.
That's very generous. Very generous. Yeah, we're trying to raise more money for more equipment. As you saw at Alliance Open, we had some equipment, and then we double that plus more. So like it's a lot. So
It was amazing. Your setup was really an inspiring addition to the Alliance Open event. It truly turned it into an international event because it was already, but with your addition, it became the international event. I like to think of it as that.
Yeah, I only see doing coverage now as a service versus like anything else. Does that make sense? Like my job is to like make it so that the people there are having fun and the people like we're doing the world championships, but I'm not bothered if the final round we even have the two people playing for the win on the stream. I just want we can only have 12 people on the stream, 12 teams on the stream. I want to have the 12 most enthusiastic, having the most fun, enjoying themselves. Kind of
yeah,
thing.
you want Natasha on the stream. I understand.
Well, no. So what I was going to say is if I set up an international team, myself, you need to watch out because Natasha's straight at the top. I'm just going to create 8 lunatics. That's what I'll have. 8, I'm definitely going to get someone from the Czech Republic as well. It's going to be all sorts. It's going to be problematic.
It would be an excellent recruitment field for you, the world.
Yeah, my international team is going to be cursed. That's all I want to say.
Excellent.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah,
thank you so much. You've been wonderful. Like honestly, like you may have peaked the stream a little bit too early. I think that we saw some other players, captains of the chat, being like, "Oh no, now I have to be nice about all my players." So well done to you.
Thank you very much, and I'm very happy to be here, Rob. You really have no idea how much that means to me.
Oh, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much, Marko. Loads of love. Look after yourself. Thank you to Marko. Please, if you would like to follow Team Serbia. Oh, this is the other thing as well. If we would like to follow the team, because this is the one problem, you haven't got a Twitter yet, so we can't follow the team. How do we follow the team?
For now, there is no way to follow us because
people want to follow you, Marko. People are fans.
No, they want to follow Natasha. But
no, they want to follow you. You're fun. I like you. Boris, you want to follow Boris? Come on.
Okay, so I personally dislike Twitter. Like, I don't have a Twitter account, and I really don't like that social network. But
me too.
Given that this is turning to be more professional than hobby side, I believe that in close future I will need to put my feelings aside and then just do what's good for the community and the team. You'll be able to follow us soon.
Good. People would love to interact with you. Let's do that. Like, you only have to follow the team stuff and then block everything else. I don't like Twitter. No one on Twitter likes Twitter. Yeah, that's it. The guy that owns it doesn't like it. Yeah, the guy that owns it doesn't like it. No one likes it, right? Get on it.
I will then fit in excellently.
Yeah, exactly. Please do, because we would love to communicate with you as a nation and a team, that would be wonderful.
Absolutely.
A massive
Thank
shout
you.
out to everyone in Team Serbia. Loads of love and goodbye.